So Bershut, Hashem Tos, there's on Gemara in Yevamot on Zayin Mudbet, it talks about a certain discussion about Metzora, and it talks about how he becomes Tahor. And so there's a Tosafot, and Tosafot, Dibur Matzchal Ze Nichnas. He has a question in the first wide line. He says, V'im Tomar. Right? He's from the beginning. He says, Ze Nichnas. She'et tzarich lavo l'har habayit la'amod b'shar Nikanor v'lachnis yadav la'azara v'liten lo min adam b'behonot. V'sharei Nikanor lo niktashu. That this Metzora, what happens is, when he goes to the Har HaBayit to become Tahor on the 8th day, he stands inside the Shar Nikanor. Basically, there's the Beit HaMikdash has a couple different levels. First, there's the whole Har HaBayit, which has a certain level of Kedusha. And then when you go in more, then there's the Ezrat Nashim, which has, I think, a higher level of Kedusha. Is that true, right? Does the Ezrat Nashim have the higher level of Kedusha or the same level of Kedusha as Har HaBayit?
I think higher.
Higher?
Yeah.
And then in between the Ezrat Nashim and the Ezrat Yisrael, the Azara, there's this gate, the Shar Nikanor, it's like to go in between, and then you have the Azara, which is the higher level of Kedusha. So the Metzora goes, and he stands inside the Shar Nikanor, which is in between the Ezrat Nashim and the Azara, and he puts his hands from the Shar into the Azara, and then they put blood on his thumbs for the Tahara process. And Tosar writes, Sha'arei Nikanor lo nizgashu. When he's inside that passage, like the Shar, the gate in between the two of them, that gate doesn't have the Kedusha of the Azara. They gave it the lower level. It doesn't have the higher level. Kedamina beketzad tzolin, as we see in the Gemara in Pesachim, it says shekol ha'sha'arim nitkadshu. All the different gates had the high level of kedusha. Chutz mish'arei Nikanor, shesham Metzora omed machnis yadav lebehonot. Except for the Shar Nikanor, which is in between the Azara and the Ezrat Nashim. What's the reason? Because the Metzora needs to stand there, and he goes and he sticks his hands into the Azara, because that's where meaning Be'etzem he's tameh because he's a Metzora, so he's not allowed to go inside the Azara. But part of the Tahar process is they put the blood on his hands, so he needs to put his hands in. So we only matir him to put his hands in, but not his kol, his guf. So we have him stand outside, so he stands in the Shar Nikanor, which is not so kadosh. If Shar Nikanor was more kadosh, at the same level as Azara, he would have to stand outside of the Shar Nikanor. So Tosa asks a question now. V'im Tomar, Lama nimna'o bishvil kach milekad sham? Why do they not give it the high level of Kedusha? Yamod be'ezrat nashim, let him stand inside the Ezrat Nashim. V'yachnis yadav l'shar Nikanor, and then he'll stick his hands into the Shar Nikanor, and then they'll do the avoda with the blood in the Shar Nikanor. What's the problem? Uperish Rivan, the Rivan answers, De'en ze lifnei Hashem, D'lo havi ba'avir azara. There's halacha that needs to be considered in front of Hashem, like certain korbanot have to be called in front of Hashem, right? So, and including this needs to be in front of Hashem, which is in the avir of the azara, has to be in the air, has to be in the airspace of the azara, and this is not in the part of the azara, so it's not a good tikkun, it's not betiring properly. So ve'enira, but Tosfot doesn't like the Rivan's answer. Diavi kadosh kedushat azara havi shapir lifnei Hashem. If something has the kedusha of the azara, then that's called lifnei Hashem. That's what it is. So ve'omer Rabbeinu Tam. Therefore, the Rabbeinu Tam gives a different answer. Da'asui bishvil takanat Metzoraim. The reason why they gave it the lower level of kedusha is for a takana for somebody who's a Metzora. Lo alenu. She'amdu sham she'egin aleim hashar b'chama בפני החמה ובגשמים בפני הגשמים. That he'll stand there when they're being betire him, and if it's sunny, then since there's this gate above him, it's gonna be shade, or if it's raining, it's gonna block the rain, right? But if he stands in the Ezrat Nashim and he puts his hand into the Shar Nikanor, in the Ezrat Nashim, there's no roof, so it's gonna be raining on him, or it's gonna have sun on him. So that's what Tosfot says. And the Chora, though, this doesn't make so much sense.
Right.
For a couple of reasons. So, first I just want to clarify a point with Harav. What would be the reason why they would want to give it a high level of Kedusha?
To make him to become tahor.
No, it means the Shar Nikanor. Tosot's question is,
Right.
why didn't they make it more Kadosh like all the other gates? Meaning, they have no why. Why did they make all the other gates more Kadosh?
Not sure.
So I don't know if it doesn't make sense to say, because you have, like, let's say everybody's coming to be Older Regel, so everybody wants to be in the place with more Kedusha, so they want more Makom. Is that true?
Yeah, but obviously if you come to Beit HaMikdash, you want to be in a more Kaddish place.
So that's why, would that be a reason why the Chachamim would want to give it more Kedusha, or maybe a different reason?
Perhaps because of that, yeah.
So I'm not sure if that's true. Then it makes it a bigger question, because what we're talking about, if we're talking about the kedusha of the Azara, right, the highest level of kedusha that I think Yisrael could go into, right? So everybody's gonna come to be Older Regel, millions of Yehudim. Everybody's gonna come to the Beit HaMikdash. I don't know if there's room for everybody in the Azara. I know they have a nest for Shmona Esrei, but the Chor people also can be in the Ezrat Nashim. Everybody's gonna want to go in the front row seats to the front. So the Chachamim, they want to make the highest level of kedusha possible, right?
Everywhere.
Right, as much as possible. And so yeah, you have extra 5 feet, 10 feet, whatever it is. You can fit another 50 people there. Everybody's koshin. Everybody's gonna want to go there.
Right.
So the more is better. And so, like, imagine like we had like, and like the Kotel Maravi is a much lower level of kedusha. It's not even in the Har Bayit. It's outside of it.
Right.
And everybody comes there. It's the holiest place that we have right now.
Right.
Imagine we had a second Kotel somewhere else.
Right.
It's like that. It's like another place of this super high level of kedusha that's way higher than the Kotel. So that's one side of the equation, that the Chachamim are giving up on that. Okay, so for what? What's the other side? Oh, Metzora. What's the Metzora? Metzora is a person that he did certain sins. He's a lashon hara. I think maybe stealing also, or arayot.
Adultery, yeah, arayot, yeah.
Right, different bad avirot. And so, what happens? Well, these very bad things. So what happens is, this person, it doesn't sound like he's such a good person. He did some sort of sin, and then one day he wakes up, he goes to Beit Knesset, whatever, and he sees on his house he comes back, he sees big like blotches of red and green. It's like a busha. Everybody sees that he did this. Everybody knows that. Oh wow, look what this guy did. He probably did something. He's very embarrassed. He calls the Kohen. The Kohen comes. He says, okay, you have to wait 1 week to see if it spreads, take stuff out of your house. So he has to go. He takes all of his furniture, his couches, table, it's like Pesach cleaning. He has to take everything out that he owns. It's very hard work. And it's not fun, he has to stop from work, whatever he's doing, learning, whatever he's doing, he has to take off a day or two, go schlep everything from his house. And then finally, the Kohen comes and says, oh, it's tameh. Wow, so he has to go break down the wall and then build a new wall, and then he can bring everything back inside the house. It's not a fun process. And I think maybe it could be that he might have to do it. He might have to wait maybe another week if if it didn't move or if it did move, if the nega of the tzarat,
when it's safek.
when it's affect, so he has to wait another week, and it's like it's stressful probably like. So fine, that's that. Then if he continued with the avera, what happens is another time he comes in Friday night Beit Knesset whatever, his brand new suit. Everybody's looking at him. Why is he looking at him? Because he has this green and red tzarat all over it, on his clothing. So he's very mitbayesh. It's very disturbing. So he has to go. He has to take the clothing off, and he has to put it into quarantine somewhere bidud, and he has to wait, and he has to wait a week until Kohen comes. Either he'll tell him it's tahor, or he'll say it's tameh, and he has to maybe burn it or something, maybe destroy it. And then if it's safek, he has to wait another week. And it could be this is his only suit that he has. It could be he needs the clothing.
Yeah.
It's not. It can be very disturbing for him.
Yeah.
Very embarrassing, and it's a stress for him. So then, and then if he continues with the chet, what happens is that he's eventually can get tzarat on his skin.
Right.
And he's gonna have to go. And that's also embarrassing. People could see it, and he's gonna have to go into quarantine for a week by himself. It's very it could be depressing. Like you're by yourself for a full week. You don't talk to anybody. They didn't have phones back then. Also,
Right.
especially you're by yourself completely. And then the Kohen comes and he says, "Oh, you have to. We're misupak. You have to wait another week." So he waits another week by himself, and then he says, "Oh, Kohen comes." He could maybe say you're tameh. Oh,
Yes.
he's tameh. So that means he's gonna go chutz la'ir. I think right, I think chutz la'machana means if you're in a city with a wall, like Yerushalayim, or
Right.
is it out of I think it's just there. No, not
You go outside the wall.
right outside of. So
Or
if you live
in the times of when they were in the Midbar Sinai, they would go outside the Ananah.
Right. So they have to leave where they live, and they have to go to another place, all by themselves for a week, with nobody else. And then after that, it could already be 3 weeks. So this whole entire process could already be 2 months already. There's a lot of aggravation, a lot of stress, a lot of bushot, and also when he goes to leave the city, he has to be mitatef with a certain cloth around his face and his head, and anybody that goes near him, he has to yell, "Oh, I'm tameh, I'm tameh." And it's very embarrassing, very machnia the person, So after this whole process, 3 weeks it could be in quarantine, and with the clothing and his house and the schlepping, he has at the end of the process, after 7 days of the quarantine, the 8th day he's supposed to come to the Beit HaMikdash to become tahor.
Right.
So his feeling at that point is probably I'm ready to become tahor. That's it. He's very excited. Finally, it could end this whole process. All this aggravation of the past 2 months. Today is the day that's going to be over. B'ezrat Hashem. I'm going to go become tahor. That's it. Done. I'm doing teshuvah. He's very excited. Nothing's gonna stop him. He's gonna go to the Beit HaMikdash. This is the only thing he's thinking about. So he's gonna come to the Beit HaMikdash, and it's raining today. So he's walking there, he's walking through the Beit HaMikdash, he's already getting wet. He's already wet because he walked through the Nashim, the no roof, you're getting wet already. So now he's very excited, fine, this is right now I'm going inside the Ezrat Nashim, going to the Shar Nikanor, I'm going to become Tahor. This is the moment he's been waiting for the past 3 weeks. He's very excited right now. So he's so excited for this entire thing to happen, and he's already wet to begin with. And why does he care if it takes 30 seconds when they put the blood on his fingers? It takes 30 seconds for 1 minute or whatever. How do you think he cares if he's standing outside of the shar for 30 seconds longer and in the rain? He doesn't even feel the pain of the rain. He's not even thinking about it because he's so okay, I'm becoming Torah right now. He's not even thinking about it. It's not bothering him even. He doesn't even realize it. He probably yeah, it's a little annoying, but it's batel be'elef for what he cares about. So And also, how many Metzoras were there already in the year? Like that they had to go all the way to that they messed up 3 times in a row with first the house and then the clothing and then on the skin, like especially back then when like you saw Metzora, like a person like saw the din, like Hashem's din and Cheshbon like in front of their faces, like it was probably l'chora is much harder to become Metzora. Like I don't know, out of all the Jews, like maybe 1,000 a year. Does that make sense? Or maybe less? I don't know. I don't know exactly numbers, but like, so how many people are we talking about that is happening to already? And it's such a small amount of pain, and we're talking about taking away the kedusha of such a high level, like it's, and yet we see in the eyes of the Chachamim, the pain of a Jew is so chashuv, a tiny amount.
Wow.
Connected to kedusha of Beit HaMikdash. It's like it's a very scary thought in a way, like how careful we need to be about every Jew's like pain and feeling, even small degree.
Wow. Such a wonderful lesson. Hazak Baruch.
Bezar Hashem will be matzliach and Torah Kamocha and on the Ben Adam Chavero.
Yes.